Hello, welcome back to Access. Joining us today is John, who's head of studio comms at Treyarch. How are you, John? Really good to meet you.
Doing well. How about yourself?
Really good, thank you. Well, even better after I just had my first go on Black Ops 3, which is playing fantastically well,
good time?
I have to
Nice.
say. Really, really well. Just set the scene for us, first of all. This is 2065. We're 40 years on from Black Ops 2 now.
Yep.
What is the state of the world like? Because it has changed.
All right. So in 2065, you have a world that is ravaged by climate change and resource scarcity. It's given rise to a new Cold War featuring two alliances, the Winslow Accord and the Common Defense Pact. And this world features a proliferation of military technology that features the likes of advanced robotics, bioaugmentation, but in our world, direct neural interface technology, which is the prototype technology that our Black Ops soldiers employ to merge man with machine to become the most lethal element of the military's arsenal.
And what does that mean for a gameplay standpoint then? Narratively, this is cool sci-fi vision of the future. Well, not particularly cool. It's kind of bleak. But from a gameplay standpoint, what does that allow you to do in game?
Well, it plays heavily into gameplay features, as a matter of fact, because this direct neural interface technology, it's a subdermal network that's fused directly into your brain, merges man with machine. It also networks you with the other members of your squad. So you bring this directly into the game as a feature. And when you talk about 4-player co-op, now all of a sudden you're running around what is now a more open battle area. Black Ops 3 takes you off the rails and gives you more space to play out your mission. So you and 3 of your friends sort of now decide how you want to engage the battle and move through this space. Mm-hmm. But now you're networked together. All right, and that also gives you the opportunity to employ new gameplay features like tactical rigs and cybercore abilities. So you've got a number of new gadgets that are built upon this idea of having this DNI technology. So a lot of new gameplay to be had.
And you mentioned the cybercore powers there. That was really interesting. And quite a lot of it is, you mentioned it was a machine manipulating machine, and quite a lot of the combat is man against machine. We're fighting robots, we're fighting drones. So what do these cybercore powers allow you to do to these machines? Because there's quite a lot of options there.
Yeah, well, one of my favorites is you're actually able to hack into enemy equipment. All right, so you can actually target an enemy drone, hack into it, assume control of it, and then turn it against everybody. And it's fun.
It's awesome. Lots of explosions. Also, humans in the game now have these bio-augmentations where we've got this weird sense of irony where, soldiers who are wounded will have, prosthetics fitted, but now those prosthetics are so high-tech that they are giving them extra combat abilities. Tell us about those and what that means for the game.
Well, and that's a thread of fiction that that we employ throughout campaign. But you also see elements of it in multiplayer as well, where being a Black Ops soldier has always been about having access to that cutting edge prototype technology, and in our world that means DNI, that means bio-augmented limbs, and plus whenever you get into sort of the murky world and moral consequences of what it means to have this sort of electively done, you can kind of see how the world of Black Ops 3 starts to take shape. But now you've got these elements that play into what it really means at the core of being a Black Ops soldier. It's like, you're not waiting around for a ladder or some steps. You want to be on that second floor? You can make it up to the second floor because, you're a badass.
Yeah, and across the Black Ops trilogy, we've seen a transition across time. We started in the past, now we're moving into the future. How does that affect the core kind of mechanics of the gameplay? What have you learned from previous Black Ops games, basically, and why do you think a future setting is a perfect setting for the third installment in the Black Ops trilogy?
I think that creatively it lends itself very well to kind of a new frontier of challenge, because the team at Treyarch has been very, very fortunate. They've worked very, very hard on the Black Ops series, and it's like being able to sort of complete that arc and that sort of line of thinking where Black Ops 1 is very much about man corrupts man. It explores sort of the dark corners of mind control. as if there's anything other than the dark corners of mind control.
The lovely light side of mind
Exactly,
control.
the lighter side of mind control. But then, when you get to Black Ops 2, when you look at, Raul Menendez hijacking the U.S. drone fleet, it's very much about man manipulating machine. But now, as technology becomes more integrated into our bodies, it's this idea of machine, manipulating machines. So it's an interesting new creative frontier. It expands our fiction. It also speaks to the types of gameplay that we wanted to introduce. So it just worked on so many different levels.
Fantastic. Well, John, thank you so much for your time. The game is playing really, really well.
Glad you had a good time.
Really intense and what you'd expect from, awesome Call of Duty shooter.
Well, thank you.
So make sure you check it out, guys. Don't forget to leave a comment. Let us know what you think of Black Ops 3 and also subscribe because we've still got loads more coming up from Gamescom.